start us off with some thoughts, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Well, it was definitely great to hit the practice field yesterday. When you lose a game the way that we did on Saturday, I think the best tonic for that is to get back out there with your team and with your staff and work on football. That's what we enjoy doing. We certainly didn't play our best football game in Myrtle Beach last week for a lot of reasons. You have to credit Coastal Carolina for their plan on offense and defense. Unfortunately, we just didn't step up to the challenge. A lot of self-inflicted mistakes, a lot of things that aren't typically Norfolk State football things, but you have to move on. You put it in the rear view, and you're playing a top 10 team this week. Montana State's a very good football team on both sides of the ball, a very well-coached team. You can see that their coach has implemented his stamp on their program. I think this is his fourth season there. But you can just see it's a very hard-working, blue-collar group of guys. Again, their front seven is excellent on defense. Offensively, they try to formation you a lot and do a lot of different things. And if I could bet, we're going to have to stop the run to try to have an opportunity to win this football game. But we'll be prepared. We had a great day yesterday. Guys came out and flew around and executed much better. And we'll have another prep day today, and we'll have another prep day tomorrow, and then we'll fly to Bozeman on Friday night to get ready for Saturday's game. So we're looking forward to it. We're up for the challenge. As it was said, it is our last non-conference game. We talked about approaching things like the preseason, and it's our last preseason game. So we look forward to be much improved going into the MEAC next week.
Coach, what's the injury update on Aaron Savage?
Aaron's good to go. He didn't play last week. He practiced yesterday. And he'll be a game-time decision for us. But, he did get out and run around in practice yesterday. So we'll make that decision between now and Saturday whether he plays or not. He'll be on the trip, and we'll just see how he feels on Saturday.
Okay. Can you pinpoint a reason for the many self-inflicted wounds that you talked about? Do you think it was a factor of being your first true road game, or what can you pinpoint there?
I wish I could. It's something I thought about all day Saturday. All night Saturday, all day Sunday. You name it, we did it wrong. We turned it over. We jumped off sides. We couldn't stop the run. We couldn't get off the field. We committed, 2 penalties on fourth downs to keep drives going. We just played very poorly as a team. Didn't execute much very well at all. When you only snap the ball 49 times on offense and they snap the ball 90 times on offense, you don't have very much of an opportunity to win. So. It's probably one of our worst performances, but I think our kids really took it hard. I don't know if we approached it if we were better than we were because we had won the week before, but we've talked to our kids, about this being a fair fight this week. They're an FCS program, we're an FCS program, so, we need to man up and not make those mistakes that we made last week.
Is that one of those games where you just want to kind of throw away the tape?
No, you don't throw it away. You watch it, because, you're not taking anything away from Coastal Carolina. But, never have we, had 4, center snap issues, with our center. Never have we, gotten a penalty on fourth. You get a stop on fourth down and, we hit the quarterback late and give them another set of downs. They scored 10 points off of turnovers. I thought our defense fought their tails off in the first half, with some of the situations that they were put in, and for us to come out of the other half, still in the football game, was a testament to those guys. But I think in the end, just a number of snaps wore those guys down on defense.
Yeah, and offensively, when the plays did get off, it was still a struggle. Only 5 first downs the whole game. What do you think the problem was there?
We spent, I think, of the 40-some-odd snaps, 16 of those plays were in extra long yardage. So, be it first and 15 or first and 20 or second and long or third and long, it's very tough when you start drives behind the chain. So that had a lot to do with our ability to call certain plays and just kind of getting any traction on offense to get drives going and sustain them.
Why do you think you guys weren't able to get as much pressure? I understand they're FBS and they have some bigger guys, but I would have thought you guys would have a little bit more pressure and be able to slow down the run a little bit more.
Yeah, that was our plan, but obviously when you're playing an option offense, if you're pressuring an option offense, you're leaving yourself vulnerable. So the multiple things that they did on offense, didn't really allow you to pressure as much as we had in previous weeks. It's something that we discussed as a staff, and we've got to make sure that, that we can do both, because you can't sit back and not be aggressive and allow people to pick you apart. So there's some adjustments that we'll make, with our run and pass games this weekend.
KJ, what are you hoping to, you and the whole offensive line as a whole, what are you guys looking to get better after this week?
Just overall a better game, clean. Like Coach said, we made errors that we don't even make in practice, so everything was going wrong in that game. Just hoping to get back to where we were.
What have you seen so far in film? They have a couple big DNs. How are you looking at trying to slow down their pass rush?
We break them down like any other defense. Player by player, you look through what they do, look for any signals, and just trying to get, above one over them. And, we looked at number 37. He's a good guy for their defense, but, I think we got a good plan on him.
Ryan, what do you think has been the key to your success so far this year? Do you think it's your drops are just on point? Do you think it's your points of contact? What do you think is helping you be so successful?
Yeah, I think it's the drops is definitely a big point, and then the whole special teams punt unit is holding up solid, which makes it easy on me for punting.
For you to get as many bounces your way, like inside the 10, inside the 5, what's the key for you? Is it a spin in a certain direction? What is the key to getting such good falls down to back opponents up?
Yeah, it's definitely the spin. When you drop it, when you hit it, you want it to turn over. When it turns over, it doesn't bounce out of bounds or go crazy. It kind of just sits there. So that's what I try to do on every punt.
Do you try to get it to spin like backwards or forwards?
Backwards.
Backwards on so when it lands, it comes back.
Yeah.
Right? Coach, how nice has it been? Obviously, Taylor left, but you plug Ryan right in, and he's kind of the same type of great punter. How much has that helped you guys on defense?
Well, he's been great. We don't bother him a ton. I've never punted a ball or kicked the ball a day in my life. So the thing that we're on him about all the time is just the speed and the timing. We're trying to out-execute people, with our timing, and he's done a tremendous job kicking the ball off. He's done a tremendous job punting the ball. So he's been a great addition to our program, and we're excited to have him here, and I think he can only get better as years go on.
One small detail I wanted to ask you about, Ryan, is being in Montana, you're getting close to a mile above sea level. Is that something that you've thought about and how that's going to affect your punts?
I haven't really thought about it. I try not to think about it. I just kind of go out there and do my thing, and all goes best, right?
Yeah. And also, Ryan, what's kind of been your journey? Obviously, you're a California kid. What's it been like playing your collegiate career and then ended up here? How's that gone for you?
Yeah, it's a lot different. I mean, back home, it's a lot craziness out there. But over here, I like it. There's a beach close by, so it's not too far from home.
KJ, how much do you think last year's year off helped you kind of see things from a different perspective when you're always watching from above or on the sidelines? How much do you think that helped you see the game from a different way?
Yeah, it just I'd say I got my hunger back. Sitting and watching, not being able to do anything, that hurts. It's taking away what you want to do the most, Lifting a whole year, whole year rest on the body too, like that. That's huge. So I feel real good. I feel like I've stepped up, and the year was worth it. It wasn't a waste of time or anything like that. So.
Yeah, Coach, left tackle is such a crucial part of passing offense, protecting the quarterback's blind side. So how much has it helped having KJ back?
Well, it's settled our line down. We're not shuffling guys in and out, and like I said, we're playing with a group of guys that have played together. He didn't play with those guys last year, but he was able to practice a ton, and I think he gives those guys a calming influence. It is just one thing that you don't have to worry about. You can put him out there, and you can play him versus their best player. You can run behind him. You can do a lot of the things that you want to do when he's in the game that we weren't able to do a year ago. And for him to sit out, was tough on him, was tough on us, but there's a different level of maturity with him when it comes to how he approaches the game now, because he's one of the few on the team that's been away from it for a year. So I think he approaches the football and the academic piece much differently than he did before.
Break down Montana State a little bit more. What have you seen from them on offense and defense?
They're a good football team. obviously they lost in week 1 to Texas Tech, but they've come back and beaten SEMO and Western Illinois, who are two good football teams. And I think they're led by their front seven on defense. It's reminds you of one of the old Richmond, William Mary, James Madison front sevens if we had to compare it to anything from our league. Again, very blue collar. Kids are big and physical. Not overly fast, but they're big and strong. They don't give up a ton of rushing yardage, and they make it tough on you because of the pressure that they can get with a 4-man rush on defense. Offensively, they want to run the football. They don't throw it a ton. They have capable receivers, but their number 2 tailback ran for over 100 yards last week. So what they want to do is be physical and try to pound you in between the tackles.
And with them having such a great front seven, and you guys have struggled rushing the ball, is that something you still want to put a high?
I don't think we've struggled to rush the ball other than 1 week. I think the first 2 games we ran the ball very well. We didn't run it very well last week because we didn't have a ton of snaps, and I don't think we attempted to run the ball any more than 15 or 20 times. So I wouldn't say that we've struggled to run the ball, and running the ball is crucial to what we do, and we're going to try to have a balanced attack. So whether we have to run it 40 times or throw it 40 times, we'll be balanced. But I have complete confidence in our offensive line and tight ends and running backs to be able to run the football.
With this being such a long trip, I wanted to ask you kind of what the detailed kind of travel plan is like for you guys, and what it's going to be like going all the way out there.
Yeah, and we haven't put a ton of emphasis on it because it's a it's a game. It's a 4-hour flight from here. We're going to leave here, I think, at 11 a.m. our time, which is essentially 9 o'clock their time, and we'll get there at 1 o'clock their time, and we're gonna practice a little bit on Friday to kind of get used to the area, get used to the element, and then we'll just go about our normal Friday routine. So we're not doing anything crazy in regards to planning. We're not going to pack up our whole operation and leave on Wednesday. We haven't really discussed the elevation situation with our team because based on what we know, being at where we're going to be, it's not a tremendous difference. We're going to have oxygen and all those things for our players, but we can't focus on that. We've got to focus on the football game and just let the surroundings of the football game not really bother us too much. But it's a normal road game for us.
And the last thing I want to ask you about is the personality types of the guys sitting on either side of you.
Well, I think Ryan fits your typical California description. I mean, he's very laid back. Doesn't say a ton. He's very very serious about the kicking game, which is great. He takes great pride in what he does, but he's been a great addition to our team. He fits in with the guys. Josh Nardone's kind of got a running buddy now, so our specialists have a unique group, but then they all filter in with the rest of the team. So like I said, he's been great. He's fit in well. And I don't think he's had any issues transitioning to college or being here. KJ's been with me for a long time now. And it's been great to see him grow up. He's been a starter from day one here. I think he's probably started every game of your college career, right?
Yep.
And that's something to take pride in. And you hate it that we lost him a year ago, but that just gave us another year with him because this could be his senior year, and we're thrilled that he's got another year. And he's our best offensive lineman, and he's been able to bring guys like Justin Redd and Jalen Powell, Ian Williams. Dom Jordan, he's been able to help kind of galvanize those guys and bring those guys along. And I've got a ton of confidence in our offensive line because I know they're much improved. And with the exception of last week, they have run the ball fairly well. So we're gonna lean on these guys and lean on KJ to make sure that we have an opportunity to be successful this week.
Are there any other questions? Gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Good.